I can slow dance with you. Come pour some sugar on me, honey. Ooh, it's a real live boogie and a real live hold down. Don't be a bitch, come take it to the floor now.
Hey! Welcome back to Earth is Ghetto, your daily reminder that somehow we made it to Thursday, September 4th. And today ain't just any Thursday. Oh no, it's Beyonce's birthday. That's right, Queen Bey out here sharing a birthday with your morning commute. So if you feel like strutting into work late today, just tell him you were waiting for your entrance music. Channel that inner Sasha Fierce and hit him with a you must not know about me look. Thursday energy can be tricky. Halfway tired, halfway ready for the weekend. But on Beyonce's birthday, we're going full upgrade. So grab your coffee, put some respect on the hive, and let's dive into today with a little extra sparkle.
Happy birthday, happy birthday. This is supposedly non-copyrighted music. Beyonce, I highly doubt it. Y'all might see this whole part cut out because there is no such thing as copyright-free Beyonce music. But we gonna see. We gonna see when I play this back and see if I get a strike. How are y'all doing today on this Bay Day? She's 44 on the 4th of September, if anybody cares. It was noteworthy. What did I do today? I rode my bike. It was finally nice enough to be able to do that. It wasn't raining. And worked out and did laundry and just, this is a short week, but kind of a long week because when my off days are like split, I always feel like I started the whole week over, but I literally only have one more night to work, so that should be good. Other than that, y'all, I was watching a bunch of Treme, New Orleans stuff, Katrina, and I'm New Orleans out. Love the people in New Orleans, but I can't anymore with the flood and nothing. I can't. I've watched like days and days of this. I can't no more. So I'm gonna move on to something else. I think I gotta go back to the Alien Earth show or something like that. I don't know. But let's get into this news, y'all. Let's see what we got that is newsworthy. Let's see what I got on here. Alright, sisters say it's surreal that they gave birth to their babies on the same day and in the same hospital. They said we've done everything together in life, but this is like on a different level, for sure. Their husbands almost kind of look alike too in a weird way. 8-year-old boy who was bitten by a shark while snorkeling off the coast of Key Largo, Florida on Labor Day is recovering well from his surgery and in good spirits. Harry and Meghan would consider resuming royal duties, a report says. Somebody was taking his dog by the leash. Who was it? A cat, of course. Cats really be terrorizing dogs. Poor dog. More than a year after a Secret Service encounter, a sniper team unalived would-be assassin targeting President Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania. A report from the Department of Homeland Security Inspector General found the team faces chronic understaffing. They're having a shortage. A quick-moving wildfire scorched thousands of acres Tuesday and burned homes in California Gold Rush town settled around 1850 by Chinese miners who were driven out by a nearby camp. Newsmax, a right-wing cable news channel, sued cable news behemoth Fox News, the parent company, Fox Corp, in federal court on Wednesday, alleging Fox News violated multiple antitrust statutes to stifle the competition in a conservative news market. The price of gold topped $3,500 per ounce for the first time ever on Tuesday. Gold prices have soared 35% so far this year, far outpacing a 9% gain. Let me see if I need to go do something with some gold. Pfizer said on Wednesday its COVID-19 vaccine has saved more than 14 million lives worldwide after U.S. President Trump urged the pharmaceutical company to justify the success of their pandemic drug. A shipment of fake Labubu dolls that would be worth more than $500,000 if the items were genuine were intercepted last week at a Seattle airport. I don't get the obsession with these things. Britain's Radiohead announced a 20-date European tour in November and December. On Wednesday, the first live performances by the rock band behind the seminal albums OK Computer and Kid A. Dozens of survivors and families of victims of the 2023 mass shooting in Maine are suing the government over its negligence in failing to address known dangers. Journey Smollett has been taking it in her fashion game lately, and I always mean to share her pictures, but she just came up on my timeline today. But Journey been looking good, honey. I don't know who has been styling her, but she has been looking good lately. The EU has banned an ingredient found in many gel nail polishes, ingredient trimethylbenzol, and the something oxide helps gel and hybrid polishes harden under the UV light. It remains allowed in the United States. I know a lot of people that stop getting gel nails. I get them, but I literally only get my nails done like 3 times a year, so I should be in the clear. I haven't had any issues. An appeals court rejects Trump's bid to deport Venezuelan immigrants he deems alien enemies. Police are searching for a wedding crasher who stole about $60,000 in cash and checks gifted to a bride and groom at a California wedding on Sunday. You just roll right in there and just was taking stuff. A Latina Miami officer was arrested after she allegedly pew-pewed her pew-pew during an argument with her boyfriend. The reason: she found inappropriate messages on his phone. He had to grab their child and lock himself in a room for safety. This is why my husband don't want me to be a cop. Breaking news: a woman branded as the ketamine queen pleaded guilty Wednesday to selling Matthew Perry the drug that unalived him. Disney will pay $10 million to settle allegations by the FTC that the entertainment company facilitated the unlawful collection of children's personal data. Endlessly scrolling through social media while on the toilet could result in hemorrhoids. New video footage shows a suspect in last week's mass shooting in a Minneapolis Catholic school buying the firearm at a shop just days before the attack. An 18-year-old Navy seaman who was unalived aboard a U.S. destroyer during World War II has been accounted for more than 80 years after his unalivement. Amazon is ending a program that let Prime members share free shipping benefits with people outside of their household. I never knew they had anything like that. President Trump's moves to unilaterally cancel another $5 billion in congressionally approved spending is drawing pushback from some Republicans who warn that it is illegal and could increase the likelihood of a government shutdown. A divided federal appeals court on Tuesday said President Donald Trump's use of we already said that about the Venezuelans. Federal judge gave Harvard University a landmark victory in its fight against the Trump administration, siding with the Ivy League school in an effort to restore more than $2 billion in federal funding for research frozen by the White House. A woman faces multiple charges after allegedly driving her minivan impaired through a Pennsylvania festival on Monday, critically injuring a 6-year-old boy. At least 15 people are unalived and 18 others are injured after an electric streetcar popular with tourists derails in Lisbon. Charter captain helps rescue 2 men stranded on a radio tower off the Gulf Coast. Rihanna and Rocky were taking RZA to school. For some reason, I thought Rihanna had her baby, but she's still trucking along with this boy. And they literally just woke up. My circle is so small that when the phone rings, I know it's scammers. I have to agree. Dr. Joseph Jackson is the brain behind the TV remote control. He invented that. Salesforce has cut 4,000 of its customer support roles due to AI backfilling the roles. A New York judge rules that a host of DNA evidence can be used in the trial against a man accused of a string of Long Island unalivements known as the Gilgo Beach unalivements. More than 1,000 current and former employees across the Department of Health and Human Services signed a letter on Wednesday morning calling for Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s resignation. He probably ain't gonna resign though. Florida Surgeon General said that the state will attempt to end all vaccine mandates, including those for measles, whooping cough, and tetanus and polio. FAA investigating a plane that went off the end of a runway after landing at a Chicago airport. Some of the Epstein survivors spoke today.
We protect survivors. Transparency is justice. Release the files, end the secrecy, and stand with us in declaring that no one, no billionaires, no politicians, not world leaders, is above the law. And let me announce now, several of us Epstein survivors have been discussing creating our own list of names. We know the names. Many of us were abused by them. Now together as survivors, we will confidentially compile the names we all know were regularly in the Epstein world. And it will be done by survivors and for survivors. No one else is involved. Stay tuned for more details on that.
Keep her good security on her, because she's gonna have a lot of people shaking in their boots. Survivors and families of victims in Maine are suing. We talked about that. So comedian Kev on stage, grandma was not happy with his latest skit with a cigarette. She said, "You know, I truly support you." This is his grandma. "I do not like the smoking posture. I don't like the drinking, but I really don't like that smoking, please." And then he goes in her picture saying, "You don't like this?" And she said, "No." And then this is his mama. "What are you doing with that cigarette?" He said, "I smoke now." She said, "You better not, and it's not funny." I mean, it was kind of funny. You don't have to compromise and do silly stuff. It's just silly. But don't compromise. Listen, he got these people upset with this fake cigarette, and I agree with them. It's a line, Kevin. Glenn Rogers' brother claimed that the unaliver confessed to the murders of Nicole Brown Simpson while working as a house painter. I remember this guy. Nothing really came of it. An 11-year-old boy was pronounced unalived after he was pew-pewed running through the home. Yeah, we talked about this. The man is getting charged with that. All right, let's see what else we got, y'all. Cardi B steps out in traffic to promote her court editions of her upcoming album, Am I the Drama? I think Cardi is really losing it. Then she didn't have no shoes on earlier. I don't know, but I still think she's pregnant. Social media star Roland Ray has passed away just 2 days before his birthday. I was wondering why he kept being in my timeline. Roland Ray been through a lot. He got burned up and a lot was going on with him, but I thought he was recovering. Somebody said, "Don't worry, y'all, he will be back from the dead soon to remind you you're still not that girl." I pray he encounter Christ before leaving this earth. Yeah, Roland Ray rolled out of here. I couldn't help myself, y'all. Tech entrepreneur donates 6 figures to children's cancer research after $160 million company sale. Who declines a call and says, "What's up?" I will if I'm doing something, especially if I'm at the gym and you know I'm at the gym, then yeah, I'm declining your call. A Florida boy leaves home alone, walks to Chick-fil-A for breakfast. Where was his parents at? And did he have any money? Because this wasn't cute at all. Kelly Price goes off on black women, saying some of you are nasty and disrespectful.
God's planet Earth. The things that you say about other black women, but you're an activist and you are educated and you are this and you are that and you are the other. I'm letting you have it right.
So I saw Kelly's post before she did this, and when I saw her do this, I knew what she was saying, because she had posted a video of her singing somewhere and her outfit was definitely questionable. Now, this is where I have to agree to disagree, because black women, we are very hard on each other's outfits and clothes, but it is just a part of our culture. Do I condone it? Sometimes. Like Serena Williams, for instance, people come hard on Serena, but it's just because we want y'all to look good. We want people to look good, and Serena has so much money, and whoever she was paying to style her was wasting her money. So sometimes you do need a black woman to tell you, what do you have on? And why are you wearing that wig? And all that stuff, and your makeup is not blending right. Now, I wouldn't, because I don't believe in that. But if it's like my sister or something, because my sister is actually the worst. She will come from all of us. She has told me my hair looked like Michael Myers before. It's kind of like, it's a love, language, but even from your grandma telling you need a slip on, it's kind of like, I don't know. But Kelly, she did look kind of crazy in that. Somebody said, did she lie? Somebody said, I still love black women. Can you not categorize all of us? Hold up, auntie, because when you went missing, I was driving around Marietta looking for you. Somebody says she need to call out the specific people and tell her. But see, this is the outfit that Kelly had on, y'all. This is why. This is what happened, straight up. Kelly had on this outfit, and I knew when she came to fussing at everybody, it was because of this. Because who styled this outfit, Kelly? And Kelly's a beautiful woman, but this outfit was not it. And I just want to make sure she didn't pay anybody for that, because I would have been mad if somebody styled me and people was like, girl, who styled that outfit? I'd be like, girl, it was a mess. And I can agree, there's some things that has been worn, but if I'm rich, not saying Kelly's rich, but if I pay somebody and get me together and they got me out here looking crazy, I would want people to tell me, yo, fire your stylist. But I don't put negative comments under people's stuff. I don't believe in that. I'll pull you to the side. Anyway, that was kind of funny, because I already knew when she came back saying, cussing everybody out, I knew it was because of that picture. And I was like, I saw that picture, but I was like, I ain't gonna say nothing about that picture. But I knew what it was from. Tyrese praises R. Kelly and says that feel whatever you feel, he don't care. People were coming out on Young Thug because they say when he was locked up, he kept snitching. Diddy believes the prosecutors used the wrong definition of prostitution in his case, says they should have used the one from 1910. Once a new trial or to be acquitted, a prostitute was a woman who did things outside of marriage. Diddy's lawyers are working overtime. This woman in England was arrested for trying to kidnap a baby at an airport. I don't know what's up with that. Trump claims he's now going to deport troops to New Orleans. They can't wait to be in that number. A D.C. woman is accused of blowing 94-year-old grandpa's $266,000 on Usher tickets, surgery, designer fits while he got kicked out of nursing homes. He probably had him a little girlfriend on the side. This be happening a lot to the elderly men. Y'all better make sure y'all know what they doing with their checks. Cardi B also said that she declined the Super Bowl performance back in 2018. She wanted to wait until she had more hits. Will she ever be able to do it again? Could you survive 30 days in the wilderness with no phone or internet? Well, of course I could, but is there a consolation prize? Alright, y'all. That sums up that. Let's see what I liked today.
And I buy this house and for my son, and who wasn't born yet. And so, long story short, I had quit drugs. I didn't know she had not. So there was some complications in my son's birth. He was born premature. He was then ended up in neonatal ICU as a result of his lungs not fully developed. But he decided he was coming out. And so he was there for 40 days, 30 days, somewhere around there. And they sent us home. And my son required a lot of special treatment. You had to pat him on the back every 20 minutes when he was sleeping to keep his lungs working and all this stuff. And so she was a primary caregiver, and I was off working. And I'll never forget, one day I was working. I usually work doubles, but I worked a split double, which means I had some time off in the middle. So it was November 17th, 1989. I came home between my shifts, and we had a 2-story house with a garage down below. And I opened the garage and walked in the house, and my house was really weirdly silent. And my house was never quiet. You don't get a baby. And I'll never forget, I'm walking around and calling out to my wife, and no response. And for some reason, I'm calling out to my son, and I don't know why. But I walked upstairs and I walked to the nursery, and my son was in the bassinet, alone, My wife was nowhere to be found. And I walked over to him, and he was not cold, but he was cool. And so I grabbed him up and I'm performing CPR and got him to the hospital, and he died that day. And my wife was nowhere to be found. And so I couldn't call. I could call in the house. This is, back in the day before cell phones. And I ended up coming home and pounding on my neighbor's door, and I'm like, dude, have you seen Michelle? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, what do you mean, yeah? Where is she? And he goes, I'm like, dude, where's Michelle? And he said, she's down I saw her down at JoJo's house earlier. And I'm like, the coke dealer? He goes, yeah. I'm like, man, we don't do drugs anymore. And he goes, that's where I saw her. And so I went back to my house and I had a 9mm upstairs, and I grabbed the gun, and I went down the road, and I opened the door, I went inside, and I heard my wife making noises that she should not have been making without me being present. And I walked up, and I walked into the bedroom, and I was so enraged because she was there with him. As a result of that, my son was dead. There was coke all over the place. And I literally took that 9mm and I put it in the drug dealer's mouth, and I pulled the trigger. And the gun jammed. And I stepped back and racked the second round, pointed at his head, and pulled the trigger again. And the gun jammed. I then took the gun and I beat the crap out of the guy with it. I mean, I all but killed him. And when I was done, I had blood everywhere. I took the gun and I threw it at him. And when I threw it at him, it hit the wall behind him. And the gun discharged and shot over my head. So God was present in that moment, keeping me from killing that guy. And that's the first time in my life that I recognized that God was there, keep me from making a decision that would have permanently altered my life. And I left there that day, and I didn't take a sober breath for 2 years. I couldn't deal with the pain. When you start using drugs and alcohol the way I did at 6 and 7 years old, that's where you stop developing emotionally. So I was a 6 or 7-year-old kid and nobody to help me. And so all I could do was numb the pain. And in that length of time, I did a lot of undescribable things, caused a lot of hurt, a lot of pain, tornado through life. And yeah.
What a testimony.
I go to unplug my Zevo, and what do I find? That is a bat?
That is crazy.
I know I got at least 4 inches of extra dick stored in my body. I can feel it. I need somebody to come unlock my potential. I know I...
Do I look gay? Be honest. Because I'm straight, right? But every time I go out, people assume that I'm gay. So be honest. Do I look gay? Like, genuinely. Like, genuinely speaking. Because it's not that it's a problem for me. Like, it's fine. Like, I have, like, most of my friends are gay. But, like, I'm not. So I just want to know if... Is there something I can, like, change? Because I'm just a tomboy. Like, I grew up playing sports and doing stuff. But, like, I'm straight, so I don't know. Do I look gay? Do I just need to, like, change my wardrobe or something? Not that being gay is a bad thing, but, I'm just not. That's just not. I'm sorry.
See, this is one of these Kelly Price moments. Somebody said, you straight as in good. Baby, it's legal. It's okay. You look like the auntie that has lived with her close friends since the 90s. Girl, I am not in the mood. Before you even move back for us to see you, I said yes. Friend is giving that crumble cookie CEO. Is straight in the room with us. I like that. You mean straight as in, are you good?
The penis is a use it or lose it organ. When the penis goes in the garage for an extended amount of time, meaning no erections, like no sex, no physiological erections that normally occur in the middle of the night, why would that happen? You just had a prostate surgery and you stun the nerves, you have significant diabetes. You've basically just gotten to the point where the erections aren't happening very often. We know that men who don't get erections commonly get penile shortening, right? So you lose length of the penis.
Everybody wants to know how rapid and how much.
On average, if you've got a consistent lack of erections for 3 months, you lose 1 to 2 centimeters of length, which is a ½ inch to an inch in length, and every millimeter guys fight for, right? So
that's a lot.
It's significant. The good news is that if you exercise the penis with a vacuum erection device, you can regain that length back.
Mount up, boys. Somebody said I started to panic, but I'm a girl. Take your sexual frustration out on me. Chat, is this true? Somebody said, I feel like this video was sent to me by Satan. Just train legs, squat, and deadlifts. That makes the blood flow around the waist. Okay. There you go. Gotta work out.
Would you rather medium? Would you rather share toothbrushes with your partner? Or share every account password that you have with each other?
Well, first of all, I'm never sharing a toothbrush, and I have nothing to hide, so there's that.
Players want permission, narcissists want worship, broke man want provider, insecure man want control, lost man want guided, wounded man want mothers, jealous man want to make woman feel small so he can feel big. Every man wants a woman with a big heart. But a big heart doesn't come with silence. It comes with storms, with feeling everything loudly, deeply, fully. She'll cry when she cares. She'll rage when she's hurt. She'll call out what doesn't feel right because her love is real. It doesn't sit quietly in the corner of someone's convenience. A woman with a big heart will challenge you to show up bigger, not because she's too much, but because she refused to settle for too little. You don't get soft without a strong. You don't get magic without a fire. You don't get a woman like her without being ready to feel every ounce of what she is made of. So only a king wants a woman in the power. One who loves herself too much to beg. One who makes peace feel like a passion. One walks beside him, not behind him. That's what a real man wants. A queen he can build his kingdom with.
Arigato.
And my job keep asking me why I won't do no overtime. Baby, show them your money. Fuck wrong with y'all folks. And my...
He got that $2 on him.
My dad is Mr. T.
Somebody was to overpower you and bend you over and get inside your cheeks. What can you do to get them out of your butt? Like, what moves do you got in your arsenal? I always thought to myself, like, man, I'ma just shit on myself, you know what I'm saying? That's gonna get them out of there quick. But then it's like, you got them freaky deakies where that's just gonna turn them on more. And then it's just gonna be like a form of lube. And then it's like, you don't wanna be a victim and stinking. Like, that's gonna be crazy. Then they back there tearing you up and all of that. And you just shitting on yourself. So you ain't really trying to get no infection. And what if you really caked up like genetically, or you play sports or something, or you go to the gym? Not only do you gotta live with that event, you also gotta sit there and live with the fact that your shit was clapping. You knew it was clapping. Bro was sending ripples through your booty meat. Like, what if bro like 6'9", 280? Like, how you finna get him up off you? And it's like, you can scream, but it's like, damn, bro. Do you want to be that guy? You want to be that type of victim? But you also don't want to sit there in silence, because then you just taking it. You're going to have to rely on your booty hole muscles being abnormally strong, because, like, they're going to have to create a wall of resistance to where ain't nothing getting in and ain't nothing getting out.
I be thinking I think of some crazy stuff sometime, and then I come to the internet.
Somebody was to overpower.
Somebody said, I really sat here and listened to this. I know you've experienced it. I just can't prove it. I'ma just let it happen. Bro, what you on? Either you have a vivid imagination or you speaking from experience. Listen, he didn't thought about this.
Oh shit!
The owner was not moving fast enough for me. And the way his shoes started sliding. The owner was just moseying, man. Took him too long to come get his dog. Felt so hard the dog got scared. Somebody said he wasn't calling him loud enough for me. That jump would have sent me to the hospital. Somebody ain't no my fault. He said the car is okay, ain't no dents in it. The way his shoes started sliding, that could have been bad.
Put a finger down if you've gone to Las Vegas with your boyfriend and his parents for his 30th birthday. You get there on a Friday around 2 o'clock. Obviously, you're in Vegas, so you're drinking, partying, having a good time. Around 10 o'clock, you get tired. So you go up to the room. About an hour in, he comes up saying his phone was stolen. So you give him your phone because you have each other's locations. A couple more hours go by. His parents come to the room, but he doesn't. So you're like, what the fuck? Where's my phone? Where is he? What's going on? So they're trying to contact him. No response. A couple more hours go by. It's like 5 o'clock in the morning at this point. So you're like, all right, I'm going to go down to the casino and see where this motherfucker's at. You get off the elevator and about 10 feet, you see him sitting at the bar rubbing up on a bitch's back. So you walk up and you're like, what the fuck are you doing? Nobody was home. Lights were on. Nobody was home. I said, give me my fucking phone. So he gives me my phone. Anyway, you all end up back at the room. So you're up in the room and you're getting a flight home because fuck all that, right? You check your email to get your flight confirmation and you see that he Venmo'd somebody $100 off of your phone for gas.
Somebody said that you lost me when you were staying in Vegas with the parents. Somebody said, did he really lose his phone, or was that the reason to take your phone so you couldn't find him? A crazy story.
My rent went from $515 to $1,100. So I decided to look around for a vacant house, and I came across this beauty right here. Surely it needed work. This house had no gas, no electric, no water, no windows. It was pretty much fucked. Pipes in the basement broke. They stole all the copper because the house has been sitting vacant for like 5 years. I seen a vision in this house though, and I definitely was not about to pay rent. All of a sudden in the world, rent skyrocketed. Like I went from paying $515 and my rent was going up an extra $600. So I wasn't about to be paying $1,100 a month because this is not New York. So little by little, I start fixing this house up. So this is where I am now. If you have a dream and a vision for something, just go ahead and do it. Because now I don't have to pay high rent. I own this house. It's mine. It's not quite finished, but eventually it will get done.
He did an amazing job. Amazing.
Okay, now that we're talking about the DL scene in the Mexican community, let me bring in the DL scene in the Indian community. So I grew up in India, and there are so many DL people in India. I remember like when I first went on Grindr, there were so many people out there who were just like married, had kids, and were like on these apps, and they didn't have pictures, but like they were like very open about that. I'm a married guy, and you know, I can't share my pictures, or you know, I had so many family relatives that I got to know are DL. Like guys, it was like insane. The number of people that I know are DL over there is just crazy. And also, in US, after I moved over here, most Indian men that I have seen on these apps are DL over here as well. It's very weird, like the DL culture in the Indian scene, because they don't even consider themselves as gay. They are just like, literally, I feel like horny men who, because can't get women, just like wanna have sex with men at this point. Like it's like weird. Like they won't bottom, they just want to top, and yeah, like they just want like the cookie. It's and the thing is, like, I would not, I don't know, like, I'm pretty sure, like, they're getting what they want, but, like, it's just so weird, like, and they're very persistent. That's the thing with them. Like, they're very persistent. They don't understand no, and they don't, I think, understand gay culture. They think that in the gay community, everybody wants to have sex. So, if there's a DL man who, like, messages me, my first instinct is block. Especially if they are, like, Indian, because I know that person is not gonna stop texting me till the time even if I say no, they'll will keep texting me. That's the thing. It's very weird. I'll share one of the stories that like recently happened to me when I went back to India. I was getting a massage, and this dude, he was like massaging me. Everything is like going like good. I'm like, yes, like give me that nice back massage. And he's like a professional masseuse. He's like now like, you know, massaging around like my leg region, like my lower back, and like saying like, you know, my ass is being grabbed. But I'm like, okay, it's maybe fine. I've gotten massages before, but like, you know, the second like it was getting like in that area, I was like, okay, it's still weird. And I was like, I think I'm good from the back. Can you like do the front? And then when I was like turning, he like asked me, do you like, he said, kya aapko ladke pasand hai? That basically translates to, do you like men? And I was like, immediately no. I was like, no, I'm not interested, because I knew where he was going. And then the entire massage happened. He didn't do anything. He was like very like just like okay, but I was very paranoid while that happened. And then while after the massage ended, I was like ended up like chatting to him a little bit. I just wanted to know like what the scene is, because I'll be honest, sometimes I feel bad about like these DL men, especially in India. I'm like, oh my god, the community is, you know, not accepting. That's a lot of men don't come out, but I don't even think that is it. Like I just think like these men are just like horn dogs, and they just like, if they are like horny, they just like, they don't care. Like a hole is the goal. I feel like that's the mentality, because this man had the audacity to tell me after the massage while you were talking that, oh yeah, now he's gonna back home to his wife and get a massage from her because he's so tired. And I was like, you have a wife? And then he's like, yeah, we have kids too. So it's crazy, guys. Yeah, so DL culture is huge, and with Indian men, super creepy, very persistent, and
somebody said first they spilled the horchata, now they spilling the cha. Not the DL United Nations being exposed. I love learning about new cultures. How did I get in India business? I've been in every DL conversation: white, black, Hispanic, Asian. Now India, where's the Middle Easterners? Somebody said, I'm globally in it. Y'all, that is the show. Y'all stay blessed. Inspiration's definitely on the way.
Like grapes, and it would stomp on it. That's how you would use a wine press, so that they can get wine and they can get juice. So for him to be threshing wheat in a wine press, you're supposed to thresh wheat on a threshing floor. Threshing floor is when you would take the wheat and you would beat it. You would beat it, and then you would throw it up in the air so that the wind could separate the wheat from the chaff. It would separate the wheat from the chaff. But when the Midianites would see this wheat and this chaff blowing in the air, they knew that there was somebody farming. And so then the Midianites would raid the town and take whatever it was somebody was farming. And so now you understand some context. When Gideon is in this wine press and he's threshing wheat in the wine press, it's really because he's hiding. He's hiding. I don't want them to steal what I'm working on. I don't want them to take all of this labor. So I'm in this wine press. An angel of the Lord comes on him and says, hey, you mighty man of valor, you mighty man. What's up, Gideon? Gideon's probably like, I know you're not talking to me. I'm hiding in the wine press. He said, yeah, the Lord's with you. He's like, the Lord's with me? How? If the Lord is with us, why is all these things happen around us? Why are all these things happening around us if God is truly with me? Mighty man? What are you talking about? And then God begins to speak to him. He's like, yeah, you're going to do something about it. You see the very thing that is annoying you, you're going to do something about it. I'm going to use you. I'm going to use you to stop the Midianites from raiding on all your people. What's up? Let's go. It's like, hold on, time out. See, a lot of us don't even recognize the very thing that get on your nerves could be the very thing you're called to change. Because it's like, if God is with me, why is all this happening? I'm going to show it to you in Judges chapter 6, verse 14. The Lord turned to him and said, go in the strength you have and save Israel out of the Midian's hands. Am I not sending you? Gideon in verse 15 is so funny. I like it. He's like, pardon me? Pardon me, Lord. But how can I save Israel? My clan is the weakest in Manasseh, and I am the least in my family. Everybody watching this message, how do you define yourself?
I went from irregular eating, fatigue, and the gym 6 times a week to healthy eating habits, productive days. And
how do you view yourself? Why do you keep talking to you like that? You're so stupid. Man, I was dumb. Why do you keep talking to you? Why do you keep talking to you? Like, why do you keep bullying yourself with your own words? He says, I'm the weakest in Manasseh. I'm the weakest of my clan. But it's just like God to choose the very thing that we think is too small and too weak. It's just like God. All he needs you to do is give him your not enough, and he will make your not enough more than enough. Just give me your 2 fish and 5 loaves. Don't care about them being thousands of people. You just got to give it to me. So I'm the weakest one of my clan. I'm the least in my family. The Lord answered and said, I will be with you, and you will strike down all the Midianites, leaving none alive. So, you know, when God calls you to do something, there's like a weight to it, right? So I think of something like this old, dirty, busted 2-pound weight. So a lot of us, we want to do small things. We want to do big things, but we don't want to feel the weight of that big thing. So we choose to do small things. God says, listen, I want you to go handle this. You're like, cool, I can handle 2 pounds. I'm straight. These my options. He says, okay, I want you to do something a little greater. All right, I could do that. We got 8 pounds. God, I got this. Kind of hurt a little bit. If I keep holding this, my arm gonna start shaking on camera. Y'all gonna judge my strength capacity, but I can do it. I can hold 8 pounds. This is nothing. But what do you do when God puts the weight of a whole kingdom on you? Say, yeah, I want you to hold this. I want you to hold this. And literally, y'all, I can't hold this up. Like, I'm not doing this just for illustration purposes. Jerry really can't hold this 40-pound straight up. Before you judge me, I had a brother that tried to judge me, and I said, you hold it up. You hold 40 pounds straight up. So God is like, listen, I want you to go, and I will strengthen you. Come here. I want you to go, and I will strengthen you. And this is what I want you to see. On my own strength, I can't carry the weight of this ministry. On my own strength, I can't carry the weight of this burden. But he said, I will strengthen you. He said, I will be there for you. So now I could do something that I wasn't able to do on my own. A lot of us, you will never see the hand of God if you don't take the risk. You'll never see the miracle if you don't take the risk. risk. You'll never see him come and intervene if you don't take the risk, because you're, let go of it. You're saying that I can't do this on my own strength, but God is saying I will be with you. So even when I try on my own, I'm gonna have somebody who catches me. I'm gonna have somebody who never lets me drown. I'm gonna have somebody who never lets me fall, because God is saying I'm gonna do it in my strength using you. And you'll never experience this if you don't trust the fact that you're not alone, but you have God by your side. Thanks, bro. And I wonder how many of us never try to lift the weight of whatever you're called to change, because just looking at it, I can't do this on my own. But God said, I'm gonna be with you. You don't have to worry about trying to do it on your own. Don't worry about trying to raise them on your own. I'm gonna be with you. Don't worry the how. The how belongs to me. All I need you to trust in is the who. Don't worry about the how, trust the who. Who am I? What is my name? I am that I am. I'm never gonna leave you. I'm never gonna forsake you. I'm not gonna let you drown. You take off your life jacket, I'm not gonna let you go under. I fear failure. So point number one, what do I do when I feel failure? I have to recognize that it's not what if, it's even if. I said this so many times, but I want us to get it. It's not what if, it's even if. The language of fear is what if. The language of faith is even if. Even if I try, I know that God is not gonna let me drown. It's not the what if, and so many of us have published so many what ifs that we never saw the hand of God showing us, even if you don't have enough, I'm not gonna let you drown. It's not what if, it's even if. Number two, so powerful, my lifeguard walks on water. My lifeguard walks on water. He's not just gonna save me, he defies the odds. I believe when Peter began to holler, Lord, save me, Jesus could just bend down and pull him up. He didn't have to dive in, because you and I serve a God who sits high and he looks low, and he's not gonna let you drown. My lifeguard walks on water. Number three, pass the mic. How long you gonna let fear do your spoken word? How long you gonna let your insecurity have the mic? Pass that to the Holy Spirit. How long you gonna let doubt have the volume in your life? Pass the mic to the Holy Spirit. How long are you going to let your insecurities have the mic? And that's why you haven't taken that risk of whatever God is calling you to do. Pass the mic. The Holy Spirit is a wonderful counselor, and he will help us in the areas where we're not strong. Pass the mic. Number four, life jackets are for training, not living. My father recognized what I have put on you is just for a season. And I know my son, I could tell when the life jacket now is limiting your ability. This is not for living, this is for training.
Attention homeowners, if you're thinking about listing your property with a realtor, you might want to listen.
And why I'm preaching so hard on the night and sweating up here is because I want you to understand, I do not want you to live in a place where you're supposed to just get trained. God said there's more for you. There's more than this. And last point on tonight, wine press is for stomping, not for warriors. What wine press are you hiding in? Is it behind social media? Behind your Instagram? Could it be behind your relationship? God is saying you're a warrior. You're a world changer. And there's a people that you have to reach. But that's going to require for you to take off the life jacket of safe Christianity. And that's going to require for you to stop picking easy weights. But even if something has a tremendous weight, know that I'm going to be there. And my hand is never going to let you drown. So God, would you help us to be reminded that you are the ultimate lifeguard and you walk on water? Help us to understand that if we're going to be people of faith, we have to take risk. Not risk for our flesh, but something that you have called us to do to make you look good, to make you to show yourself strong. God, we're not trying to get the glory in our own lives. We surrender that Forgive us for all the times where we tried to put our name in lights. God, it's all about you. When the sun is on the scene, the stars disappear. There's no more stars, God. You're going to get all the glory. You're going to get all the honor. We recognize that you're the sun, and when the sun is shining, you can't see the stars. And God, we want you to get the utmost glory in our life. And whatever risk we have to take, help us to understand that failure is not the opposite of success. It is a part of success. And I want to be kingdom successful, so that ultimately I can hear the sweetest words that would ever fall on my ear. Well done. In Jesus' name we pray.